very closely to what Jill said. I regret that there's a statistics profession, almost. Not here, but within government. I regret that there's a statistics profession, an economics profession, an operations research profession. If I had my choice, I'd rather have an analytics profession, because I think that the boundaries between these are very porous, or ought to be porous, and there'll be a kind of extreme end of data science, but in successful teams in good civil service departments, there'll be data scientists, there'll be people who are primarily data scientists working with people whose training is economics, and others whose training is mathematics or statistics, but it feels to me as though there is, so I think there was gain a few decades ago in the creation of a statistics profession separate from others within government service. I think now there are some attractions to it, but I'd like to see something that was more overarching, because actually I think we all need, within those separate disciplines, we all need skills from elsewhere. And when I've seen teams in research institutions or universities or government departments working at their most efficient, or indeed in the private sector, it's when there is cross-fertilisation of ideas. So I actually think that the person doing the kind of jobs that you're doing now in 30 or 40 years' time will have a set of skills, some of which will come from each of these disciplines. It's very hard to see which will dominate.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. It brings up a question we might return to later about training. I mean, you may all have perspectives on how you've been trained. We're all thinking quite a lot about how we continue to train the next generation of people. But let me go on now to Ruth and ask her perspective about these areas.
We all know that statistics has had a bad reputation over the years. I mean, it goes back to the last century, well, 2 centuries ago now. And we all know the quote is lies, damned lies, and statistics, which is attributed to Disraeli, which I was just checking, but I don't think he ever said it. So I'm wondering whether a lot of these terms, particularly data science, is a way of renaming statistics and to lose this bad reputation that it has. And really all it's doing is focusing on the interdisciplinarity of statistics. So, I don't know what other people think about that. Is that what's happening?
That's a very fair point. David, what do you think?
This quote, lies, damned lies, and statistics, it has been suggested, and I don't know if this is true, that really it was contrasted lies and damn lies with statistics, which is telling you the
It's not a challenge, it's an opportunity.
So, first, machine learning is a sub-discipline of statistics, and I think it's increasingly being recognised. I said at a meeting, actually, it was a meeting at the RSS, with Zubin Garamami, who's a leading machine learning researcher on the panel, and I kind of was being provocative. I expected him to argue, but he didn't. He agreed. So. It's mainly concerned with predictive models, especially in the area of classification. It's not really chiefly concerned with understanding, and a whole load of statistics is about understanding rather than just building predictive models. That's machine learning. Beyond that, however, I think those other phrases are not disciplines, they are media terms. Data science is the current one, which is gaining momentum, and it's undefined. And I think I may have said on Wednesday that if you look at master's degrees in data science around the country, you find that 80% statistics. So it's just, with a little computer science, so it's just a sort of rebranding, media sort of rebranding. And my guess is that since it's not a well-defined term, it will decline in use over the next few years. And in fact, if you look at similar terms, you look at data mining. That phrase has declined by, if you look at Google Trends, you find that phrase has declined by 3/4 since 2004, so around 10, 12 years. Huge drop in use, and of course big data has come to replace it, and then data science. Big data is now flattened out if you look at Google Trends with data science replacing it. So I think these things are just media inventions. They're just terms to describe the same sort of things that we've always been doing. Obviously what we do evolves over time, computers become important, we do get large data sets, we do get administrative data,